up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Rants with Abby and friends. Of course, I'm Abby. We got Guy in the house. We got Sean. And you finally got a full house for the first time in a couple weeks. Before I start the show, I want to say a couple of things. I missed the last 2 weeks because the first week, it was my birthday. And then last week, my mom actually had emergency heart surgery, open heart surgery. And so, I want to thank everyone who's reached out and sent their well wishes and prayers. She is good now, recovering well. So very blessed that she's obviously still here because it was very, very scary situation. But I want to also thank these two guys right here for holding it down the last 2 weeks. I missed you guys. And again, you guys sent your well wishes and prayers. So I appreciate you guys being there and supporting me. So just wanted to send my thoughts your way. All right. Well, since you guys have basically been running the show, what do you want to start with? We have a couple things.
It's up to you. It's your first time back. So why don't we let you run the show and you tell us? We're just happy to have you back. I mean, me and Guy just sit here and ramble for 2 hours and it's awesome. There's no structure when you're not here. We're just like, you know what? We're going to talk about anything and everything.
I know it's literally so hard. Hi, Harrison. It's literally so hard to run the show and also do the topics as well and read the comments. There's a lot going on. Yeah. Well, I'm sad, Sean, that I missed all your Super Bowl fun and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's not really much going on in NFL right now. Obviously, free agency will start soon. That tag deadline is coming up soon. Today, I saw that Kyler Murray wants out of Arizona. Any thoughts about that? That's just stumbled across recently within the last couple hours.
I mean, it's really who can afford him? You know, his contract is massive. Arizona will probably have to attach something to him to get off that contract. And I mean, we actually, me and Guy were talking, we wish you were here last week because we talked about the Jets for probably 40 minutes straight, Guy.
Yep.
There was a lot of different takes. And I guess we can, speaking of Kyler, because someone brought that up, maybe the Jets trade for him. I wanted your opinion, and I think Guy did as well, because we were very in depth with it. Do you think that the Jets should just tank this year with the picks that they have and not go out and get a quarterback? I know you're a fan and you want them to win, but for the long-term future of your team, where's your mindset kind of on what the Jets should be doing this season coming up?
It's kind of hard because I don't feel like they can tank simply because Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are on the hot seat, whether they like it or not. And so they quite frankly can't tank. I get, and I've said it before and in the past, I'm not on the tank train. Players don't tank, that whole type of deal. Now, in terms of the quarterback, I didn't really realize when I posted this video yesterday that this was going to be so controversial amongst Jets fans. But I want the Jets, no matter what, in this year's draft, you have to draft a quarterback. I'm not saying you draft them in the first round, second round. I'm talking about day 3 or day 4. You have to draft a quarterback, though, because at this point, you got to keep swinging until something hits. Now, I'm not saying this guy is going to be, Nussmeier's been thrown in there. Ty Simpson is a whole different story because he's going to go, I think, a lot earlier than projected, a lot earlier than the second round, I should say. You have Drew Allure. I feel like they have to take a swing at somebody. Now, when I posted that video yesterday in the comments, people are like, why would you waste a draft pick on a quarterback? Wait until next year, yada, yada. Well, the Jets, did we not all watch last season? And Brady Cook was our quarterback, okay? That is look what happened with Justin Fields. Then Tyrod got hurt, and then here comes Brady Cook. And I already said it before, I think the Jets made a mistake in not drafting a quarterback, period, because you could have had Shador. They had an opportunity to get someone like Shador, and the season could have looked a lot differently for them. So I feel like they have to draft a quarterback at some point. I'm not saying this person is going to be a starter or anything, but the Jets need as much QB insurance as they can get at this point because the worst of the worst has happened to them. A long-winded answer, but what do you guys think?
I think Guy and I are both on the same feeling that you guys should just tank. I think the fact that you have 2 first-round picks this year, and we'll just get it out, the cat out the bag. We are going to be doing a mock draft today, just a first-round mock draft, so that'll be fun. We probably have some spicy takes, but I think it's so important, and the fact that you guys have 3 first-round picks next year. And Guy and I, again, we're on the same boat of like all 3 of those picks could easily be top 10 to 15 picks. The Cowboys and the Colts picks could very easily be extremely valuable. And we both think that next year's draft is so loaded with talent that I think you're at the point as far as a franchise where your 5 draft picks in the next 2 years are building block picks. Like they're not like shots in the dark. Like you need 5 startable players that are going to impact your team. And like, we'll get into it when we do the mock, but like I have a very, very hot take on who the Jets should take it to. I'm curious to see if you'll agree with it or not. But I feel like your next 5 picks have to be home runs in the first round, and you need to really hit on your later round picks. That's obvious. Every team does, right? But those are so important, and you have such a good opportunity to take 5 very valuable players. And maybe there's a world where that pick next year, the Jets pick, Cowboys pick, or the Colts pick falls at 1, and the other 2 are in the top 10, and you can trade both of those to get 1 and 2. And then you're looking at like an Arch Manning, Jeremiah Smith kind of thing where you take them 1 and 2, and your offense is loaded. At that point, you already have a great O-line. I think this year you address the defense in the draft. Guy, maybe if you want to elaborate on it, but yeah, I just think this year is a year where you guys just say fuck it, and you don't need to be good this year. You're not going to be good, so don't try to be. And don't be like the Giants this year where they won 5 games and they played themselves out of the 2nd overall pick, right? You don't want that.
Yeah, and what I was saying too last week is that as hard as it sounds, you have to exercise patience in a rebuild because you want to acquire as much talent as possible. And if you rush the process, if you try to just, because I want my team to win kind of thing now, it's 2 years where you have all these assets. You got to use both years. You got to hit on the first round this year and all the other picks, quite frankly. And then next year, it's like, all right, now I can go for my quarterback and whatever talent, skill position that I could complement, the new quarterback with. But like Sean said, address the defense immediately because that's, you want to see that cohesion first. Aaron Glenn's a defensive coach. Maybe a year with that and the new pieces, you could set the culture. And then when you have that, like, you're not trying to win games. It's not like they're good enough to win that many games anyway. Look at the long term, because how many years has it been? Like 16, no playoffs?
Well, that's what I'm saying. A rebuild, you're talking about like rebuild. And trust me, I understand both your guys' perspectives. A lot of Jets fans feel this way too. So it's not something I haven't heard. But a rebuild isn't supposed to take this effing long. And you're going to have a lot of not only disgruntled fans, but a lot of disgruntled players if your mentality going into this upcoming season is to tank. Do you see what I mean?
We both agree. I think we both wholeheartedly agree. And I just think the thing is if you invest, it's just you have 3 valuable picks next year. Like you said, take a quarterback. I think like a Cade Klubnik or a Nussmeier is a great quarterback that y'all can take a project. Like Cade was a Heisman favorite to start the year. He didn't have a good year. Clemson didn't have a good year, but you don't really like lose that moxie and that playability. Take a chance on him or an Allure or a Nussmeier. And this is all stuff we both said last week too. Take a flyer on a quarterback later on, but I wouldn't waste like a top, like, I don't even. Do you guys have a 3rd round pick? I don't think you have a 3rd round pick.
No, we don't have a 3rd round pick, but You
Yeah,
said
like the
exactly
fourth
what I
round.
am. You have to take a swing on Nussmeier, Aller, somebody. You know what I mean? Not, again, later rounds, but not with those first 3 picks because it's 1, 16, and then 33. We kind of got screwed with that, not having that 3rd round pick. That kind of effed a couple of things up, to be honest. But to be honest, even though I say, like, I don't want to tank, whole new coaching staff on, we know nothing about, you know what I mean? Obviously, Glenn is going to be calling the defense now. We don't know how that's going to shift, like, things. I don't think it moves the needle that much, to be honest. And so, naturally speaking, I already think that the way things are looking and how they're set up, that we're already going to have a top pick. So I don't think I need to worry about, the Jets purposefully tanking. I just think it's going to be exactly how it was this past season. Just worked out the way that it did. But no, I definitely see your guys' point. It's just, again, with the Jets fans, it's like not taking a swing on a quarterback at all is crazy because the main problem that you have is a quarterback. At the end of the day, you can address defense. You need another wide receiver. Trust me, we have plenty of holes. But the hole that continues to be the problem, literally for the last 10 years, it is a goddamn quarterback.
You guys had a Super Bowl winner on that roster. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was so happy for Sam Darnold, though. There was no Sam Darnold hate, though. He had to go through it in order to get to a certain point. It was the same thing that happened with Geno Smith. Obviously, terrible season this past year, but when he got his contract, I was very excited for him because, I mean, you got punched in the mouth in the Jets locker room over like $60, and then now you're getting a big long-term contract.
Well, I saw too. I don't know how true it is, but the Super Bowl win. I don't remember if this was the Super Bowl or not. It was his 100th game played. It was Darnold's 100th game played was the Super Bowl win.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm like, that's really cool. But
yeah,
I wish you were here 2 weeks ago. I was popping off in here.
I know. And then another thing too, just real quick about the Jets is, and I was talking about the disgruntled players because obviously Breece Hall, if they can't come to an agreement, he's going to be franchise tagged. And, you know, again, that I pointed out that I don't even think Breece is going to like being tagged whatsoever. And if we're shitty again this year, I mean, I can't imagine how that's going to go over with him. And the Jets, they just be catching strays like every single day.
Yeah. I saw that they were willing to offer him like 4 years, 52 mil or something. I saw that was like kind of the offer on the table, and I don't see a world where he wouldn't take that. Just think it's so hard as a running back to get that much money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't. 4 years, 52 seems like a good deal for y'all, and honestly, a good deal for him, all things considered. I wouldn't want to pay, like, you know, we were talking last week. I hope we pay K9 like 10 mil a year. And if we don't, Javonte Williams signed, who I said last week, and he signed for like 8 mil a year, which I would have loved. But I was saying, like, I wouldn't mind getting like a Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Rico on like 7-8 mil a year. I don't want to sign a running back to 12, 13 million a year. You know, it's right. It kneecaps you a little too much. You know, as the Jets, you guys are gonna have a lot more money, and I think Breece is like he's gonna get you 1,500 all-purpose yards. You know what you're getting from him. He's not like mega injury prone outside of his first year, right?
Yeah, just his first year.
Or
second year. Sorry,
second. Well, I knew it was one of the two, like his first couple of years, but he's solid. So I wouldn't mind paying him. What is that, like 13 mil a year or something like that? That's not a huge deal.
Well, and I think one of the Jets content creators put like 4-year 50 mil or something like that, which is not far off from what you said, and I was fine. I was fine with that. You know, I think leaves more creativity for our offense simply because the ways in which he can be used. So,
yeah, and he's an all-purpose back, right? He's not like specifically a running back or a pass-catching back. He does it all. So that's the biggest thing. You get him in open space, and you know we saw at the end of the year he busted that 60-yard run, right? Like, and he just glides, and those are really important. And like I'm not a fan of signing running backs to 4-year deals. I think 2 or 3 year deals are kind of where it should be at, but I wouldn't mind signing Breece Hall to 4 years.
Well, and I don't really want to lose him because that leaves again another hole, and then you have Braylon Allen who will be back this year, but
who I love, by the way.
Yeah, I love him too, but again, coming off of a knee injury, and then you have Isaiah Davis who, I mean, he's fine, but he's not an all-star or anything like that. Yeah. So I just don't want to leave another hole on this offense. And the only other weapon you have is Garrett Wilson, who also was hurt for some extended time, and then of course they just went ahead and put him on IR.
Yeah, he was
because
hurt.
the season's a wash. Yeah, season's a wash.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Do we want to get into? Do you want to do the mock draft now?
Yeah, I'd be down to do it now or later. It's up to y'all. I mean, I think we don't have to take like an hour and a half to do it. We can kind of go through the picks and talk about what we think. But yeah, I would be excited to do it. I think it'd be cool to kind of see what we all think about what teams should do. The number one overall pick is a big debate this year, and who knows go number one overall. But yeah.
Well, Drin, can you pull up the little simulator?
All right.
Perfect.
Nice. So 1 overall, we have the Raiders. I don't know who y'all think they're going to take. I think they might take a running back here. What are we thinking?
Guy, you want to go first?
I think it's the obvious pick. We could probably start at 2 at the Jets, and we'll let Abs start. I think the number one pick is sold. I will say, just to dive in on it a little bit, I'm not as sold on Fernando Mendoza as a lot of people are. Last year, Cam Ward was considered a weak quarterback one in a weak draft class, and I think Mendoza is worse than him. So, we're propping him up as this elite prospect, and this guy, he won a national title. He has a great story. I just don't see all the hype on him being this franchise-altering quarterback. I don't know how y'all feel. I mean, I watched him. I got to watch him live. He made magic happen, but he just didn't look. Miami's defense is elite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be playing good defenses week in and week out, especially in the division he's in. You got to play the Chiefs. You got to play the Broncos. You got to play the Chargers, who all have good defenses 6 times a year. He didn't look good in the national title game from a passing point of view. I feel like he doesn't process information fast. And, I'm not an NFL scout or anything, but just from watching some film on him, I get why he's going to go number one because, when we go look at the quarterbacks in this draft, everyone else is not projected to be a starter, right? Like the next quarterback's Ty Simpson. There's no quarterbacks in this draft. But what's y'all's opinion on Mendoza as a prospect?
Guy, I'm going to let you go first, but Sean, I should first say that your joke about the running back went right over my head. I think I was so shook. With that whole line, I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I was like, I know we said hot takes, but holy shit, that was a burnt take.
Oh, man.
Guy, I'm going to let you go first on Mendoza.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously the Raiders have no choice but to take a quarterback here. They're going through massive changes. And, at the very least, he represents a culture change. He's a good kid. He's going to play the game the right way. And I think that's what the Raiders need in the short term. How he's going to play on the field, who knows, right? Because like you said, Miami is probably the best defense he's going to play, like pro-ready defense, and they make quarterbacks look, a little bit worse than what they are. But to your point, they're going to have to play Denver and Kansas City and the Chargers twice a year each. So it's like I would temper my expectations. Like this is a process kind of similar to the Jets, like we were talking. Like this guy's not going to come here and be a savior. Like it's building blocks, right? It's still a couple of years away. They have some nice pieces, right? Like GT and Bowers are great pieces for a young quarterback, but the offensive line sucks, right? So it's like you're going to throw them out to the wolves. So I say take it with a grain of salt, and you pick him and you pray, right, that he stays healthy. They need to get a good backup quarterback. I don't know if Geno Smith is going to be that guy because he had a rough year and his mentality is probably shot right now, right? But, and you have a chance to pick Tom Brady's brain if you're Fernando Mendoza. try to use that resource. Clint Kubiak is another offensive guy, right? Like I guess like there's ways that he can improve, but he's not a big athletic quarterback by any means compared to other guys, right? And like you said, his processing leaves a lot to be desired, but who knows? College is a little bit different than the pros. He might grow into, being a good starting quarterback. So it remains to be seen how successful, but I think the Raiders have no choice but to pick him.
Right. And you guys both kind of said everything that I was thinking. There's a big gap between him and Ty Simpson and literally the whole rest of the quarterbacks. So I get why he's number one. The culture change too is something that I was thinking of because I love everything about him and just the way he talks and the way he carries himself. I also think too, the Raiders fan base to me is kind of toxic. I'll say it like that. And so I don't know how I necessarily feel about like his culture and the Raiders culture. It's kind of like the Eagles. They're just toxic people and everything like that. And they have high expectations. And that's why I'm saying that might wear on him just a little. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It is building pieces and blocks, but he's not going to turn it around this year, and not behind that O-line is what I can tell you. And you already have, I'm blanking on his name, the defensive end. Why am I blanking on
Crosby?
Yeah, he's already disgruntled. So that's what I'm saying. It's just that whole franchise right now needs a shift, and obviously new head coach as well. So, but again, I think the Raiders have to go with him. It's the obvious choice. I don't think you pass him up. Yep. Now, if they didn't, and he fell to the Jets, oh man, would that shake up literally everything? I will tell you that much.
Must say there's a non-zero chance of that happening.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, but
he said you never know. I
think
Jake Asman asked him, something about the Jets. Like, you never know. You never know.
We know, dude. But speaking of the Jets, we'll give Abby the floor here. Where are you at as far as what this pick should be?
I mean, you go with defensive guy for starters. I think you have to go defense. Now, who you go as defense gets interesting, and this is a debate, I feel like, among a lot of Jets fans. I actually kind of did a lot of deep diving on it today. My answer was kind of the same. My answer after deep diving was the same as I went into it. I'm taking Arvell Reese, to be honest. Okay. I think what the Jets need, they need a playmaker. And I'm talking about Arvell Reese, David Bailey, Caleb Downs. I feel like are all going to be playmakers. But the thing I'm also looking for right now, simply because the Jets have so many holes, is versatility. And that's where I feel like Arvell Reese comes in. And he said some good things about the Jets organization. But he also made it very clear of what position he plays. And it's both. You can be an edge, you can be a linebacker. And I think that flexibility will go a long way. So that's what I'm going with. I wouldn't be mad at Bain, Caleb Downs, David Bailey. I wouldn't be mad at any of those picks. I'll say it right now, because edge is a huge need as well. But I guess for edge in terms of what I'm thinking is that Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald will maybe have a better year this year. I mean, everything just regressed, to be honest. After the Sauce trade, everything just went downhill for the defense. And Jermaine Johnson was coming off of an Achilles injury from the year prior. So that's kind of where my whole thought process is. But again, I want to make it clear, you have to go defense at the end of the day. Flat out, you have to go defense with that first pick.
Yeah, agreed.
I'll clarify.
Guy, what do you think?
I'm not mad at the Arvell Reese pick, because he gives you a little bit of versatility, and he could play coverage if he has to from the linebacker position. But I think if I'm the Jets, I'm going Ruben Bain. I want to get the most talented guy there, and he's a difference maker. And at the very least, you got to build from the front back. Like the trenches. That's where it starts. So you lost Quentin Williams last year. You need some pressure up front. It's gonna with the pressure is gonna get you some interceptions, right? You didn't get any, so I think his ability to actually get at the quarterback is going to be able to make things happen. You need guys to make things happen on that defense. And I think we saw, especially in the biggest games, he comes up big. And I'm looking at culture and I'm looking at talent. And I'm saying that's why I would pick Ruben Bain.
I think too, Guy, you kind of touched on it right now. Whoever the Jets feel like has the highest ceiling is who they're going to go with, to be honest. So that's why I'm saying I'm not mad at any of these picks. Bain is, I mean, we talked about Miami's defense kind of as we neared the national championship game, but I mean, I was super impressed, you know what I mean? And I do get the need for having that pressure. And you pointed out, again, when you have pressure, and maybe it's because I haven't seen it in so long with the Jets and what an interception is. Maybe I'm just forgetting what that feeling is like. But you made some good points there. So again, I would be solid with that. We got Shaq in here saying definitely got to be a defensive kind of draft for the Jets. Find a QB in the later rounds. Thank you, and prep for that 27 draft for your franchise QB with your draft capital.
Pretty much everything we said. We agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We agree. Now, my pick is Caleb Downs. So
Okay.
I said it's a hot take, taking safety at 2. I wasn't actually expecting both of you to kind of be on that same note. I said a big thing earlier. I think the biggest thing for the Jets is building block pieces. And I think Caleb Downs is the best defensive player in this draft. He just doesn't play a premium position. He's a box safety. But the thing about Caleb Downs is he walked on to Alabama his first year as a freshman and played in Nick Saban's offense. You don't see true freshmen play in Nick Saban's defense like that. And everything about him, but from his character to what he brings, he's a tone setter. He's going to be a locker room presence. And I think that's something that the Jets need. And 2 is crazy high for a safety. I just think that Caleb Downs is that good. And this is a perfect fit for him. And he would be the safety of the future for y'all for years. And I think the thing is in these elite defenses, we've seen how important safety is, right? Eamon Worry, Kyle Hamilton, guys like that set the tone. They can drop back into coverage. They can play the run. They can do everything. And I like the Arvell Reese pick. I like the Ruben Bain pick. I just think Caleb Downs is far and away the best player and showed the most out of everybody. And I think he would be a fantastic pick.
No, and I'm right there with you. I can see. It's funny. I saw a mock draft earlier and some guy talking about it, and his pick was Caleb Downs as well. So I'm not surprised. High football IQ obviously comes from a winning program and kind of a defensive, an NFL style type of defense is what I was trying to say there. So I would love that. I would love that too. I think more, and I get he can be used kind of in like that run support as well. But because the New York Jets had a terrible run defense, I just want run stuffers, whether that be an edge or someone like why I mentioned Arvell Reese. So last safety drafted in the top 6 for the Jets was Jamal Adams. Yeah, that I want to point out that as well because I think some New York Jets fans might have trauma from that. Either way,
Jamal Adams was good for y'all though. It wasn't that he wasn't good. And y'all traded him to us and got value for him. It's not that Jamal Adams was bad. It's just he had help.
It became toxic in the locker room though.
Yeah,
so
there was
I'm
a
glad
bunch
you
of
pointed
stuff.
out that Downs has a good locker room presence.
Yeah. Guy, we'll let you take pick number 3. What are we thinking here at 3?
Yeah, if you're the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, yeah, you can go in a lot of different directions here, but I think the smartest direction is offensive line. That's why I'm going with my boy Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle from the Miami Hurricanes. whoever their quarterback is this year, well, it's not going to be Kyler Murray, but by most reports. But if it's Jacoby Brissett again, or
Might not even be him.
might not even be him. So it's question mark at quarterback. At least have the line solidified that you could put a bridge quarterback in there, and whoever it may be, they might have a top 5 pick again next year with, how that division is. And, I don't have high expectations for them, but I would go offensive line and, like I said, build from the trenches out. You already have a top tight end, pretty good receivers, even though you could probably improve there too if you wanted to. But I'd say offensive line, you can't go wrong here. It's kind of like a Bill Parcells kind of a pick, but shoring up the line, man. Like we seen with the difference between good and great is offensive line. So get talent and shore up the trenches.
I'm right there with you, Guy. You had the same answer as me. Sean?
Yep, I had Maui Noah Fanu. I think this is also possibly a trade down spot. I think this is a little high for tackle, and I also think there is a conversation to be had, and it's kind of becoming consensus. Jeremiah Love might go here as well at 3. That's also a very high possibility. He's the number 2 on my big board, and I think a lot of other people's big boards. But I think more likely it's got to be offensive line or to trade down, because I feel like you can trade down and get Maui Noah at 7 or 8 as well.
True.
And I guess I'll take number 4. We got the Titans on the clock. I'm going to go Ruben Bain. I think he's extremely talented. He's like a sawed-off shotgun coming off the line. There's going to be questions about his arm length. We're going to have those conversations as we get closer to draft. I think that David Bailey's getting pushed up a lot, and I think David Bailey actually seems to be going 2 more compared to Arvell Reese. I just don't see David Bailey as a pass. He's just great. He's a great off the line. As a pass rusher, I don't see his run stopping capabilities as much, a little less flexible. But Bain is just, we all know Bain's elite. He's disruptive. They need help badly on every side of the ball. I could also see a receiver going here as well. Cardinal Tate possibly going at 4, but I think Ruben Bain is, for them, best player on the board. Obviously, Caleb Downs is still on the board. I think he's the best player available, but they're not going to go safety.
It's hard because with Saleh being there now, he's just a defensive guy. So I can see them going with a defensive guy. I also just think they need a wide receiver, which is, and you mentioned it, Carnell Tate. That's where I can see a good fit there.
Yeah, to your point, because they have Saleh, I think they have to go defense. Whoever's there, I think they have to draft the most talented guy that they can get. That's a team that is, not as far off as we think, but they still need talent on that roster. They need to accumulate as much talent as possible, especially with that division getting better.
Yep, agreed. Abby, will they take pick 5 with the Giants?
They need to go defense. My God. Mm-hmm. I think that's an obvious there. Honestly, when I'm looking at it, they need a I don't know. They need a lot. I can see them going safety or corner. When I did my mock draft earlier today, it had Mansour. I think that's how you say his name. Delane.
Mansour Delane. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like the thing about, and you called it earlier when we were talking about it in terms of the Giants, is, what am I trying to say? I don't know, they're in an interesting spot is where I will say, okay? Because, you mentioned it earlier, because you won a couple games and now you fell to number 5. That's where I was going with this. So they're just in an interesting spot. So I'm going to go ahead and say that they pick like how it was. And I did a couple mock drafts earlier, but I do think the Delane pick would be good, a cornerback.
Mansour Delane, LSU.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, that's a great defense, too.
Yeah.
That SEC level defense.
Yep. He was the best corner in the SEC and arguably in college. I think Jermod McCoy, if he played this year, would have went there. I think Jermod McCoy is the best corner in the draft, but he obviously tore his ACL, didn't play. My pick here would have been Caleb Downs. I think Caleb Downs just fits what the Giants need, and you have Harbaugh over there who loves Kyle Hamilton. I think they probably will take Caleb, but, man, you can't go wrong with corner. There's so many good players on the board, and it's a shame that they didn't get to pick at 2 because they could have, 2 or 1 even. They could have traded that pick back if they had at 1 because they don't need a quarterback. They have Jackson Dart. I think they just fumbled so hard with their drafts.
Mm-hmm.
But what are we thinking, Guy?
Yeah, I'm with you on the Caleb Downs, man. I think this is a good spot for him, especially with Harbaugh. You want to kind of like make your imprint on this organization, and his first pick and this new era of Giants football. To all the points that you said before about Caleb Downs, Sean, like I think him being there, that they kind of need that in New York. They like their defensive oriented team. They always have been that, and I think he gives that. He just fits what it is to be a New York Giant, the physical play and the hard hitting kind of defense that they've been known to be historically.
And they could also go wide receiver here. They could lose Mondell.
Yeah.
You have you don't know what Neighbors' going to come back as. Carnell Tate's still on the board. Mekhi Lemon's still on the board. You still have players that you could take here. The Giants just have so many needs. And I know like the consensus is they're going to be like one of those teams that goes from worst to best in the division. And the more I look at their team, I'm like, dude, they need so much. How is it going to happen? That division is loaded.
Yep.
But, Guy, will let you take the Browns pick.
Whew, speaking of holes.
Yeah.
It's just because, you could go a million different directions here, but I'd say similarly to the Arizona Cardinals, I want them to get an offensive lineman here. You spent 2 picks on quarterbacks last year. Let's try giving them some protection. You could also go wide receiver here too, just to make that offense a little more dynamic. But I think, it's not a sexy pick by any means, but I think Spencer Fano is my pick here for the Browns.
Abby, what are you thinking?
Controversial pick, but Ty Simpson. I'm playing.
That's so Browns. That is so
seriously.
Browns.
Literally, that's why I'm like, watch him pick him up. My God. No, I'm right there with you, Guy. I think the most immediate need, of course, because you have several quarterbacks now and some that you may be trying to build around. Who knows? But I think offensive line there. My next choice was wide receiver, though.
Yeah, I was Carnell Tate here, but I can definitely see them taking Fano as well. Two linemen going in the top 6 seems a little crazy considering this isn't like a blue chip lineman draft. But, we've seen how important linemen, without these lines, these quarterbacks are getting eaten alive. And these are 2 talented kids. So, I will take the Washington pick, who I think the obvious pick here is just David Bailey. He's going to go possibly as high as 2. I think him falling to 7 is great value for Washington. I think this was mocked up. Bailey's value has gone way up. I don't know what everyone just loves someone that can get sacks, the proven commodity. He had 14 and a half this year. He was like first in FBS in sacks. He's a great pass rusher. Little did it be desired in the run game. But Washington, they need help all over the place. Yeah, I just think David Bailey helps them the most. I could see him going like a Sonny Styles or, taking a receiver here. Just David Bailey seems like to be the most slot in best pick for them.
I think we're all agreeing they need defense, though.
Yeah.
Guy, are you on board with that?
Yeah. I mean, it's either him for me. It's either him or Sonny Styles here. It really depends on who's available. But like you said, Sean, David Bailey's name's been running, climbing the draft boards. So I think if he's there at 7, they pull the trigger on him.
I'll tell you what, too. It's going to be David Bailey or Arvil Reese because the board's going to fall somewhere similar to this, and Arvil Reese or David Bailey's going to fall to 7, it feels like. And whichever one of them two is theirs, I think who the selection will be. We got the Saints at 8. Abby, what are we thinking here?
The Saints? I think they go wide receiver. Who's on the board? Who did we have on our board?
Carnell Tate. We have all of them. Yeah. Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, Tyson. I don't think you're taking any of these down here, but yeah.
No. Especially with how it worked out with Tyler Shough this year as well. You need someone to sling it to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all agreeing it's going to be wide receiver here. Both of the offensive linemen are off the board, which I think they could take. I do think Jeremiah Love is also in play here very heavily. I think picks 8 and 9 is going to really depend on which one Jeremiah Love goes to. But Carnell Tate, I don't think he's the best receiver in this class. I think he's the most healthy and NFL ready, though.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, we got 9. I think I know who you're going to pick, but.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and if he's available, I know the Chiefs are going to do it. It's Jeremiah Love here. They have a glaring need at running back, and what he could do when that offense is fully healthy. I know Mahomes is dealing with his injury and what have you, but to have this type of running back in that offense with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you have this guy that's explosive, man. Like this, you don't come across guys like this too often, right? That are kind of like perfect fits. I think this is a slam dunk home run. And if you've seen any, Notre Dame games, you know what this guy brings to the table. They were one of the best teams in the nation through, most of the year. And a lot of it had to do with Jeremiah Love. And, he'll take a lot of pressure off of, Mahomes when he comes back, right?
Right.
Just in the screen game, also the West Coast offense that Andy Reid loves to run. I think this is a match made in heaven here.
Yeah. I think this might be if this happens, this might be the best slotted pick I've seen in years in a draft for a team. Mahomes has never had a running back of this caliber. Jeremiah Love averaged 7 yards a carry for the last 3 years, I think it is. I mean, the guy is – I don't want to call him generational just because that term seems to get thrown around a lot, but he is getting Bijan comps. And when you're getting Bijan comps, I mean, that says it all. And, we talked about it last week, Guy. No one was expecting the Chiefs to pick at 9. I mean, with that team, they're not like a mess, and they just restructured a bunch of caps, so they have money too to spend. I just think this is the best case scenario that could happen for the Chiefs, and this Jeremiah Love is number 1 on my draft board. He is the most talented player, number 1 or number 2, depending him and Downs. The most talented player in this draft, and it's by a wide margin, 1 and 2.
I'm right there with you. Sorry,
okay.
That was an easy slam dunk pick for me, especially if he falls there.
Yeah.
So
we'll just hop right on to 10.
Be in the top 10.
Yeah, Guy and I talked about this last year. That's why we were talking about draft picks and like the importance of them and why we hate trading them is because you never know what's going to happen, right? Like if you had told anybody last year that the Chiefs would be picking at 9, everyone would be like, "You're out of your fucking mind." And,
right. And you guys are right. And the one point I wanted to emphasize was that you take the pressure off Mahomes, especially coming back from that ACL tear.
Yeah, 100%.
Won't have to scramble as much.
Absolutely. And I think pick 10.
Yeah,
He's on the board. This is best case scenario for the Bengals. I know this has been mocked a lot early on, but Caleb Downs' value has. I think people are starting to see the value of like generational player like him, and I do think he is probably one of the best safety prospects ever to come out of college. The Bengals can't go wrong here. I mean, this is another home run pick. Fits a serious need for them. I don't see any other pick happening if this is how the draft falls.
right. And the Bengals need defense, like Shaq said in the comments. They need defense crazy again.
Thank God.
Yeah, I think Caleb Downs here, if he's there, you got to pull the trigger, right?
Yeah.
Their defense sucks. They need something, right?
They don't need offensive help. You have Chase Brown, you have T. Higgins, you have Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. You need offensive line a little bit. None of the high tackles fell. The only player I could see them taking here is Ione. Only guard I can see coming off. None of these guys are Monroe Freeling might get bumped up. He's going to get a lot of hype coming out of the combine and stuff, but I don't see them. If Caleb Downs is there, I think you just have to take him and worry about all of the Browns linemen, and they have a couple good ones. Wyatt Teller, they can be signed in free agency. I don't see it. There's no other pick. But we'll hop Abby and let Guy pick for the Dolphins here.
I know. I was gonna say, Guy's got to go for the Dolphins.
We'll let Guy pick.
Yeah, where do you go, right? I think the immediate need is cornerback, and we see him there, even though he was hurt. I think I have to go with McCoy here. So I think he's the most ready, like pro ready, even though he was hurt. We need bodies out there. We had a lot of injuries to our secondary, especially cornerback, where we were down to our third, fourth string. And we have a defensive oriented coach that we got from Green Bay, and I think that you got to acquire talent, and our defense was getting better as the year got on last year, but we were so devoid at talent at quarterback. This is why I say McCoy at 11 for us.
Yep, I'm right there with you. It's Mansour, Delane, and McCoy, whoever's on the board here. I think there's a possibility that Jermod McCoy, if he has a good combine, kind of goes up the boards a little bit. I think if he had played this year and was healthy, he would have been talked about being a top 5 pick. He was just that good. But yeah, you guys definitely need corner here. I don't think there's an argument to be had about that.
They need quarterback.
Yeah.
2027.
Guy,
Ty Simpson.
Yeah. Guy, can I ask real quick? Because I missed it and I didn't talk to you about it. The Tyreek Hill situation.
Oh yeah.
Expected that or any?
Yeah. He ran. His time came and went here. It was time to let him go, cut him loose.
That leg injury is his leg all jacked up. It's not funny, but
and then the off the field stuff, he gives you a little Antonio Brown vibe. So it's like he's more trouble than he's worth at this point of his career. It's not like he's the same guy as a few years ago. He kind of lost a step or two, no pun intended.
yeah, and I saw a video too that came out after with, again, you talked about the off the field issues, him yelling at his wife, his soon to be ex-wife, and her mom too, and the kid was there. I'm like, dude, just toxic all around. Yeah. Do you think any team is going to pick him up? Obvious, they might.
Yeah, the Chiefs are going to, actually. Ironically enough, I think the Chiefs will re-sign him. And I'm sure he'll go back to being a top 3 player in the NFL somehow once they sign him. He'll come back. He'll be running a 4.21. He'll have a fucking iron ACL, titanium ACL installed into him.
I could take the Cowboys. Cowboys go
Yep.
defense here. And I think defense here, especially with the trade that they made for Quentin Williams. I think it's very obvious that this is a need for them. Offense is fine. Sorry, it's because I have like all my simulators up too. I kind of think they go edge here a little bit. Obviously, that's why they brought in Quentin Williams to get some pressure up front as well. Obviously, you still have Sonny Styles on the board though too. I don't want to pick because I don't want to mess up. It's hard.
I'll pick it. I'll let you choose the Rams. That way, there's no bias from me. This is the slam dunk pick. If they pick anybody else, they're out of their mind. I think Guy's probably going to agree with me. If they don't take Sonny Styles here, they're trolling.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying about them needing edge.
Yeah.
Kedrick Falk can only pass rush or run stuff. Sorry. His pass rush, he doesn't have a move. He's going to go because of his intangibles. I mean, the guy is 6'6", 285. I mean, he's a complete monster, but he's not polished at all. Caleb Banks, not really an edge. Cassius Howell, there's, he's kind of flying up boards, but it's kind of the same thing of he can only do one thing really well, and that's pass rush. How do these guys value him? Sonny Styles is a top 5 player in this draft, and he plays linebacker is his biggest problem. I just think this I hate the Cowboys, and this is literally it's not as slam dunk as like Jeremiah Love going to the Chiefs, but this is a really, really good fit for them.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to hear, you won't pick the Rams one, but I do want to hear your thoughts on who the Rams should go with simply because they're in your division.
I think they should take corner. I think they should probably take Avion Terrell.
Well, I was going corner either way. So
yeah, it's either that or you take like Mekhi Lemon because you don't know if you're going to sign Devontae back. I think Mekhi Lemon has a chance to be the best wide receiver in this draft. I don't know which direction they go, really. I think it's going to be corner, and I hate it. And I think Avion Terrell is so good. I don't really know who else is available. I mean, I think Cisse is really good. I think Colton Hood is good. We'll get to it later, but I'm praying Cisse falls to us at 32. That would be.
Dren, you can pick the first one. Terrell.
Oh, you want to take Terrell?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. I was thinking they were going corner, and it's just based on first available.
Yeah, there's so many ways they could go. Like with Malachi Lemon on the board here, or Mekhi Lemon. Again, I think Mekhi Lemon has a chance to go a bit higher. That kind of fits a need they need with probably Devontae Adams going. And Puka is a great downfield threat. Mekhi Lemon, what I saw this year from him is he just takes up space. Like he reminds me of kind of like a prime Cooper Kupp where he's just going to get in your space and break the zone coverage and just be wide open to catch stuff. And if the Rams have that, I hate the fact they have picked 13 in this draft as well. I really do because, man, they have so many options here and there's so many talented players.
Sorry, I know we're going to talk about March Madness, but holy hell, St. John's losing by 32 points. Are you effing kidding me? That is terrible. I was about to take the spread.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had UConn money line anyways, but I was like, maybe St. John's. I think screwed me on one parlay.
They put up 40 points. That's embarrassing.
That's literally embarrassing. Embarrassing. Sorry to.
No, yeah, I saw that earlier. I was a little shocked about that. But that's the second loss in 2 days, right?
I think so.
I think they lost the other day to like an unranked team. Let me see.
A lot of Jets fans trying to convert me to the Johnnies, and I'm like, nah, fam.
Actually, they've been on a huge win streak. I lied. I think someone else lost, but yeah, that's 32 to UConn. I think UConn just lost. That's what it was. UConn lost.
Oh yes, they did.
Yeah, and they came out and beat the break. They said, "All right, we lost. We're gonna beat the shit out of a ranked team." Forget it.
It could never be Arizona.
Forget it. Jesus.
Shaq said UConn got their lick back for real. Yup.
Yeah, they did. They really did. But,
all right.
We got the Ravens on the board here. Guy, you want to take it, or Abby, you want to take it?
Guy. I picked the last one.
Okay, so I mean, with the Ravens, believe it or not, man, like if and this is depending on how it kind of transpires for them, I would go offensive line. Like if Ione fell here, that's kind of where I would have him picked. I think the Ravens need to do everything they can to protect Lamar. He's been very injury prone, and obviously they chose to invest in him. The best way to invest in him in his long term future here is protection. And I think he's the best lineman on the board. So that's why I'm going with him.
That's my pick as well. I'm exactly my pick. Love it.
I'm on board.
All right. Well, I'll take the Bucks. We have the Bucks. So this is a tough pick. I think they take Cassius Howe or CJ Allen here. I don't know which one. I'm going to go Cassius Howe just because he's fallen a bit. They need help all over their defense, if I'm being honest. They need cornerback help. They need – I was at a point where I could see them taking Kenyon Sadiq as well. I think he's a really talented, very, very talented tight end. By far the best tight end in this draft. I feel like 15 is a bit rich for tight end for the Bucks, who really need pass rush help. I mean, it feels like they need a little bit of everything after how the year finished with them. But Cassius Howe, to me, best player available. I could definitely see him maybe taking Mekhi Lemon if you don't expect Mike Evans to come back. And Emeka Egbuka had that major regression. I know you still have Chris Godwin, but you want to kind of plan for the future. But just getting that pass rush help, shoring up the line. I just don't think that there's a corner here that I would reach for currently.
Guy, any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. As if not pass rush help, I think definitely a corner. But like you said, if the draft plays out like this, I don't know if I would reach for like a Colton Hood or anything like that. Because I don't think he moves the needle and changes much there. So get pressure on the quarterback, and you could always address quarterback second round.
Yeah. All right. I'm assuming I'm picking for the Jets.
Absolutely for the Jets.
If Mekhi Lemon's on the board, you're drafting him. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's that shit.
That is a
I don't think it's gonna
happen.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'll happen. But if it did, yeah, slam dunk.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to fall this way.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But, I mean, good Lord, the value you would get here if he fell. I've seen some, I will say, I've seen some mock drafts where Carnell Tate falls to 16.
I have too.
And, I mean, good grief. I'm going to say this. Mekhi Lemon, if he's not on the board, Jordan Tyson is available. I will say with the news today of Tyson not participating in the combine, that is very, very concerning. So we'll see what happens with that, because I think Tyson is the most talented of these three. He just has his injury history, which is ridden of just disgust. But, yeah, Mekhi Lemon is so much value here. This would be him or Tate. If they fall to 16, you would be through the moon.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, if Tate fell and two Ohio State boys, woo!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know who's throwing them the ball, but woo!
Next year. Someone will be next year.
Yeah.
I'll have them locked up for 5 years. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Shaq said the Ravens picks a bit contingent on the Lindenbaum free agency situation.
I think yes and no. Iona. I think Iona goes here regardless, if I'm being honest. I don't see any other way where they don't go line anyways. I could see him taking a receiver, possibly, but I don't think Linderbaum's coming back either, personally. But that's to be determined, right? Mm-hmm. But Guy, so you're up with the Lions here. What are we thinking?
I'm looking at defensive line here. So think they need help defensively. You know, they could score the ball pretty easily. They need defensive help, and I'm going talent here. That's why I'm going with Falk here.
Okay.
You know, I know they have what's his name, Hendrickson. What's their D line? That's kind of good. The edge
Hutchinson?
rusher. Hutchinson. Yeah.
Hutchinson's elite.
I think having both of these guys in the line, now you have like a pretty elite pass rush, or at least this guy Falk is going to get some free runs on quarterbacks here, just based off of the talent on the other side of the line. I think this is what they need. They need help stopping the other team, because we know they can score with the best of them, but can you stop the opposition? So that's why I'm going with Falk here.
He's super young too.
He is mega young.
Yeah, I think he'll be 21 in September.
He's not even. Yeah, he's not even 21 by the time the season starts.
Exactly.
He'll be yeah. I don't agree with the pick. I think they go like O-line. I think Freeling. Where's he at? Yeah, I think Freeling is probably the pick here. I think we're gonna see Freeling fly up the board, and I think we saw the problem with the Lions was their O-line. Their O-line was putrid to end the season. I mean, I could see him taking. I mean, Keldrick Falk is also going to fly up the board simply because of his immense potential he has. I mean, that's the NFL. They're great at assessing potential, right? Like, there's a ton of guys in this draft that they could be all pro players, but I think it's O-line here just because I think that the Lions. I mean, I don't even know what to say about them.
No, and the reason why I took Falk is just because of talent. Like, if there was a better offensive lineman there, I would have taken an offensive lineman, but I think they could get one in round 2. That, there's not much difference between the offensive lineman available than getting a dynamic pass rusher.
Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. Abby, where are you at with this one?
I mean, I was thinking O-line as well, but again, Guy, you said it. It's not an O-line like heavy class that I'm just reaching for somebody. You know what I mean? There's been better previous draft years where O-line I think the O-line class has been a lot better. So I'm good with Guy's pick.
Yeah, I think for the Vikings, I'm gonna go Colton Hood. I think they need corner help desperately. I think that defense is really good. They have great safeties, great linebackers. They just need corner. I mean, they need quarterback, obviously, but you don't really need O-line, and you definitely don't need receivers. Running back is also I mean, it's not a possibility because there's no running back that's good, right? Like, there's no running back that you're taking. I think Mike Washington's good. I think Kalen Black is good. You're not taking anybody else, any running back in the first round, second round, or third round in this draft, in my opinion. I just think they go Colton. I think they need corner help, and he's a quality corner. I mean, he was fantastic this year.
There you go. I was like Ty Simpson.
Oh God. Oh God.
He's gonna go higher. He's gonna go somewhere up in here, is what I'm gonna say. In the first round. I think
he goes here.
And I don't
think he goes right here. That's where I think he goes.
Pittsburgh?
Yep.
That would be interesting.
If he gets drafted in the first round, that's where he's gonna go. There's no other team.
You think he sits behind Rodgers?
Yeah, for 1 year. I do. And then I think that they pass it to him. I think they're going to be stupid as shit to take him in the first round, but I think they're going to do it. Who I think we'll get to it in 3 picks, but who I think they should take and who I think they're going to take are 2 totally different answers.
Yeah.
But we got the Panthers. We'll let you go, Abby.
Panthers. I can see an O-line here again. Who's the best defensive player on the board that we got?
I mean, there's a few. Caleb Banks is fine up. I mean, Peter Woods was a consensus top 5 pick this year. He just had a bad
I know,
year.
and I'm surprised I've seen him going higher in other drafts, Peter Woods.
Yeah, I've seen him higher. I've seen him lower. I mean, the best CJ Allen's a monster. I think that's personally who I think they take.
Mm-hmm.
PJ Parker's good.
I mean, it's hard because Clemson and Georgia speak for itself.
Yeah, I think Emmanuel McNeil-Warren's gonna go really high. We don't even have him picked yet.
I know, and that's crazy because his name's been higher.
Yeah,
this draft has not worked out the way that I was foreseeing it. And
yeah,
it's giving me anxiety.
Well, it's cool because we all, there's 3 of us, right? So like we all have different, perspectives on player value and stuff. So that's why it's cool to take turns, because then you got to kind of go with it,
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with Peter Woods here.
That's what I would take as well. Him or CJ Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard because a lot of these. It's hard because when you see teams that were literally just in the playoffs, I'm like, well, what do you need sometimes? Because you are just here. Like, eventually we'll get to like the Seahawks, But I'm like, who do you need? Nothing. Yeah. You just want it all.
Well, I think the Panthers are definitely interesting too because their defense played really well. But I think there was like some status where they have like a top like 8 offensive line. So it's like I don't even know if they really need offensive. I don't know how true that was. Maybe I was just reading and someone's bullshitting. And I don't really think you're taking a receiver, right? Like they have 3 studs. Maybe this is a spot where you could go like, Sadiq. You go for that high profile tight end, but they have that one white kid. What's his name? They have that one. I gotta look it up.
Oh yeah.
That one white kid.
Tommy Trimble.
That's him.
But he's not even white, I don't think. I thought he was white, but he's not. It's Tommy Trimble. So, like, I don't know if they're still, like, not high on him. There's just – the Panthers are a weird team. It's like they're not good, but they were good. And it's like they have receivers. You're not taking a quarterback here because you got Bryce Young, on his 5th year. Defense is really the only thing they need, and you can't go wrong with going, D-line at all with them. I don't think they really need corner help. They're a weird team. I like the Peter Woods pick. Guy, do you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm high on him. We got Green Bay next. Or not Green Bay, Jesus. We got the Cowboys
way
next.
off.
Yeah, this is from Green Bay, sorry. Guy, what are you thinking here?
Who did they pick? Who do we say that they picked earlier in the draft?
They got Sonny Styles, so they went linebacker.
Okay, so being that they went linebacker, I'm going edge rusher. That's where I would go with Mesidor here.
Mesidor, okay. Yeah.
And coming from, that program, he was another disruptive force in Miami. I think they need any help that they can get with pressure, being that they traded Micah Parsons, and this is just solidifying their defensive line.
Yeah, Akeem Mesidor is going to be like one of the oldest draft picks here, and I think he's the most polished and NFL ready player. Obviously, he's going to be 25 years old. He was great at Miami. He's going to be great in the NFL. He's just going to be older, right? So, like, by the time his next contract comes out, he's going to be 30.
Yeah.
Love the pick. I'm actually hoping he falls to Seattle at 32. I'd love to get him just to add him to our line.
Yeah.
It's not a sexy pick at all. It's just a good pick. And again, the Cowboys get a good player. This is a spot where I could see like if Keldrick Falk falls, the Cowboys try to take him. But yeah, I love this pick, guy. Love it. How about you, Abby?
All right. Oh, I like it too. And Guy said it perfectly. It's not a sexy pick, but I mean, we all saw Green Bay's defense kind of fall apart plenty of times throughout the course of the season.
Yeah.
All right. Is it?
There we go. It's my turn. We're at Pittsburgh. So this is who I think they're going to take. I think they're going to take Ty Simpson. I'm just going to lock it in.
I'm like,
I think Jordan. I think Jordan Tyson and Denzel Boston are in play here.
Yeah.
Casey Concepcion as well. And I also really do think that Caleb Lomu or Monroe Freeling, one of these two is going to be on the, available as well for them. They're gonna screw the pooch and take Ty Simpson, who I am not high on at all. There's a lot of like experts that are more sold on him in a way, I suppose. I can't get behind it, but I think this is if Ty Simpson goes in the first round, this is where he's gonna go.
I know. It's funny. I never thought about that until you brought it up right now, and it actually does work out perfectly because McCarthy's there now, right? The head coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see him doing something with Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, and then coming in.
Yep.
That would be a good situation for Ty Simpson as well, considering what he's only started like 15. I think that's the one thing he's always dinged on. He only has 16
he's
or
20.
15.
He's also 23 is the issue, and I actually think that Steelers fans can say what they want. I think Steelers have one of the worst situations in the NFL. Their defense is getting very old. Their receivers, you have DK. Your running back, Kenneth Gainwell's a free agent. I love him. Warren is all right. Your O-line has been on and off, good and horrible. I think that's kind of why Mike Tomlin left, is because the Steelers are they're like 2 years too late on trading all their good players that they should have traded to kind of keep that value repeating. They obviously are a good run organization. I just feel like when you look like 3 years in the future, I just see the Steelers being kind of bottom of the barrel of that division. And that's crazy to say, but
Maybe we'll stop seeing that stat of, we won't see that. Well, obviously it had a lot to do with Mike Tomlin, but, they've just done enough every single year.
Yep. Winning record for the last 17 years or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Now, Abby, it's your turn. We got the Chargers on the clock.
You're going O-line. Whoever the best O-lineman on the board, you're going O-line. I don't really think they have a choice.
So it's gonna.
Let's see.
To me, it's Caleb Lomu or Freeling. I think Caden Proctor's a project.
I would say Lomu here.
Lomu? Take Lomu.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think Caden Proctor has the highest upside of all of the linemen on the board. I just think that he's a project. He's kind of like he's stiff almost. He's got a lot to work on. But yeah, I like the Lomu pick here. I could also see him taking tight end as well. But
true. I just think O-line's more of a bigger need at this point, especially with what did they put up 3 points in the playoffs?
God. I mean, no Joe Alt and no who's the other guy they're missing up? Why am I brain farting?
I know.
The other really good guy, they have two great they're guards.
Proving the point that they need insurance, though.
Yeah, they just need depth. That's the biggest thing. They need depth, and Caleb Lomu provides that. He's 6'6", 308. You kind of want, tackles to be at 315-ish, but he's got the size and I think he's going to be good. I think he'll be good. Yeah. They need tackle, like you said. I think their defense is pretty good. Maybe you go Caleb Banks here or CJ Allen. Caleb Banks possibly, but like you said, O-line is just such a big need. It's just such a big need for them. Eagles on the board. What are we thinking, Guy?
I think this is where we break it up a little bit. I'm going tight end. I'm going Sadiq here for the Eagles.
Okay.
I think they need some offense. I think Dallas Goedert might be leaving in free agency, so you kind of need to fill that hole. And we saw at times last year Goddard was like their best player on offense, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
You get younger, you get a guy that can catch the passes, with the best of them in the nation. I think he's dynamic. I know he's from your school in Oregon.
He's from Oregon, yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think, this is a good spot for him at least. Well-ran organization and, at the very least, Jalen Hurts is going to find him the ball.
Yeah, because we don't even know what they're going to do with AJ Brown, right? AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Rumors are the Bills might trade for him. Good Lord, if that happens. Yeah, but I like the fit here. I think if Avion Terrell is here, that's who they're going to go. I think that's where he gets mocked a lot.
Yeah.
I pray to God. I mean, actually, I hope the Rams are dumb enough not to pick him. But, yeah, that would be it just seems like the Eagles are so good at drafting. The Eagles are so good at drafting. I don't know how y'all feel. I just feel like they just do such a good job at maintaining their payroll too. I think they're going to kind of over the next 2 years get a little fisted with how it's going to fall. But, man, I mean –
Macho said it. If Tyson falls to Buffalo's lap, I will cry. I probably will too. He's a Jets fan.
Who?
Macho.
Jordan? Is he talking about Jordan Tyson?
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually. Let's just do it because I'm taking him here. He's not falling to their lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the Eagles though. Yes, they're so good with their money. I feel like every free agent just always ends up going there.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy what they do and how they manage. And they're good every year, right? It's not like they're bad, but they're going to kind of bottleneck soon. The problem with trading AJ Brown is I think they incur like $35 million in dead cap.
Yeah.
So that'll be on the books. That's why I don't know if they're going to trade him. But if they do, I mean, if he gets traded to Buffalo, good God. I mean, that'll be the best weapon Josh Allen's had since Stephon Diggs. And then you let Khalil Shakir fall into that wide receiver 2 role where I think that's where he thrives. I love comparing him to like a Juju Smith-Schuster. He was great when you had AJ Brown or Antonio Brown on the team. And then when Juju went to the Chiefs and he was supposed to be that number one, and when he was supposed to be that number one in Pittsburgh, he just wasn't very good at all. But yeah. And then, yeah, you're welcome, Macho. Yeah, I think Tyson, if he falls to 24, this is like a snap pick, right? Like, I don't see any other way or any other player that they take here.
100%.
I'm good with that.
All right. Your turn, Abby. We got one with the Bears.
Oh, my God. The Bears. Oh, man. That's what I'm saying. It's so hard when you see these teams that they were just in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I think they go defense here, though. I'll say that much. Who do you got at safety?
I think Emmanuel McNeil-Warren and Dylan Thieneman are the top two.
I was going to ask, what do you think about – we won't select it yet, but obviously you're an Oregon guy. What do you think about Dylan?
I think he's great. I think he's rated a little high, but I mean, he's 21 and a half. That's the biggest thing. He's not even 22 yet. His coverage grades are crazy. I mean, he is an elite like coverage safety. He can come down. He misses tackles a little bit, but not like he's not even Warrior-esque or, a guy like that or Kyle Hamilton where he's going to make those tackles. You don't have to worry about it. But if you look at even his run defense metrics, like he's just a beast overall, in my opinion. And he doesn't give up a lot of big plays. That's the biggest thing, right? Like that's what you get worried about is can your safety come over and help when your corner gets burned, right? And he is great at doing that, which I love.
Yeah. I mean, let me ask, what are your guys' thoughts here? I don't want to make this harder. The draft, I told you, it's giving me anxiety now because it's not going according to plan.
To me, it's Caleb Banks or CJ Allen here. I think that they need so much help on the D-line. I could see the safety.
Yeah, and originally I was thinking CJ Allen. That was initial off the top of my head.
Yeah. I could see CJ Allen. To me, I think they need a lot of D-line help. I think CJ Allen is the better prospect. He's the more complete prospect. I mean, his run defense, his coverage is horrible. I'm sorry, but his run defense and his pass rush are really good for a linebacker. Maybe just bring him down on the line,
Yeah.
He's a 91 is super high. He's a monster, man. He's going to go higher than I think that we have him after the combine. But I don't think they take safety personally. I think they're going to have to take D-line or linebacker. If you think they're going to take C.J. Allen, that's a fine pick. I think Caleb Banks, he's a project, but teams are seeming to fall in love with him as well. I don't know why.
All right, let's go. Damn. Let's go D-line.
You go, Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're going defense anyways.
It's just a question of who they take, not like,
Right.
they're going defense regardless. They're not taking anyone on offense. And then we got guy with the Buffalo Bills, his favorite team.
Yeah. I could go one of two ways here. And I think because of how the draft is kind of playing out, I would go C.J. Allen here.
Love it.
Because Matt Milano's getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been injured the last couple of years. And I think they just need that, help on defense because, man, their defense, especially with their run defense, was not good at all, right? Sure up that side of the ball. That's also something that could help,
I'm like his run defense great.
Allen too.
He's a monster.
Yeah. And, you're filling a need right then and there. That's if he falls that far down. But, I was also thinking maybe this is where Denzel Boston goes, if not him.
I think that they're going to address it in free agency / possible trade. So I think that they probably just go defense. If they don't, though, I think you're absolutely right.
I'm with you. I think defense for the Bills though is more of a need at this point because it's not like they don't have any playmakers on offense.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a good tight end room.
They have two good tight ends.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll pick my 49ers, my favorite team in the NFL. Denzel Boston just falls in their lap, and I mean they're going to lose Jawan. You were still not sure about Ricky Pearsall. Brandon Ayuk's going to get released. They need receiver. I don't even think that's a question.
Yeah.
You're not going to have Kittle for the first part of the year. Tongs is a great backup, but you need someone that can stretch the field, and Denzel Boston is very good at that. Very sure hands, contested catch receiver. I think this is a great pick for them. That's it.
Yeah, that's a slam dunk for them.
Yeah. Abby?
Yep. Right there with you.
Well, it is your turn. You're on the clock.
With the
Houston Texans.
Well, they don't need defense. We'll say that much.
Yeah, we know that.
My God, and I don't even, because the problem is with them is like, it seems to be more like a QB issue. I think I think they could use O-line. Who's on the board?
It's Caden Proctor and Monroe Freeling.
I know Proctor's been highly linked to them.
Yeah.
At this point, and that's who I'm going with. Didn't even need the 2 minutes, and how many minutes does each team get? 5?
5 minutes, I think, in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Caden Proctor. He's just going to be a project. I would have took Freeling. I think Freeling's not going to be available at 28th. I think he's going way earlier.
Yeah,
but Caden Proctor is a giant, an absolute monster. I think he's going to have his struggles. He's going to, in that division with a lot of like the pass rush that's available in that division, and come playoffs, he might struggle. I'm not going to say he's like Will Campbell because they're two entirely different like prospects, right? Like Will Campbell was an elite tackle, but he has short arms, and everybody knew that. And he's just going to be a work in project. Oh my God, English is hard. He's going to be a work in progress. And Will Campbell is going to figure it out. Caden Proctor has all the physical traits that you could ever want. And you can't teach size, right? And he has that. You can teach him everything else. And that's what he's he'll be fine in the NFL. He's just going to need the proper coaching to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Perfect.
Cool. Guy, you can pick my second favorite team in the NFL.
So with the Rams here, I know who they picked earlier.
Avion Terrell earlier.
Okay. Yeah. So, and this on here, I'm thinking along the same lines. I'm going with the offensive line here. And I'm going with Freeling.
Hate it.
I was gonna say, Sean.
Hate it. If they get Freeling and Terrell, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed. Love the pick though. Abby, you like it?
Oh yeah. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately it does. We got the Broncos on the board here. Broncos are a weird one because I don't feel like the board kind of fell how they need it. This would be like a really good CJ Allen spot for me. Man, this is tough. I think I'll take TJ Parker here for the Broncos. I don't know how much edge help they really need, but I think TJ Parker is like probably the best available on the board, and I don't feel like you could ever go wrong with having more pass rushers, right? Like we saw with Seattle this year, like they just rotated pass rushers in, and our defense was, mauling every team we played. I feel like they could maybe go wide receiver. There's just not Concepcion maybe, but he just drops the ball too much for me to they should take him. Yeah, I don't know. This is hard because I think this is more like where they need linebacker. And I'm not taking Anthony Hill here.
No.
So maybe just take what you think is one of the better players available on the board. It could maybe take Dylan. Caden McDonald's another one. But I just like TJ Parker's fit here.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Who's got the Patriots? Abby? This is your pick.
They draft nobody.
They get fined.
Base. Oh God, I don't want them to get nobody. Honestly, it's hard because especially, and maybe it's just because the Seahawks were that good. I mean, that O-line looked atrocious. But I don't know if there's a good O-lineman that they pick. And so right now, looking at the board, it would be Caden McDonald. Is he an edge?
Yeah, he's defensive line, but yeah.
Yeah, defensive lineman. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Caden. I think they're going to take Blake Miller here if he's on the board, but I could see Caden as well. Their defense is just really good. It's hard to because their defense didn't look like shit. We put up 29 on them, but it was we had a pick six and we kind of beat the shit out of them. And, we get the fumble recovery and then you get the AJ Barner fade route. And then we get a touchdown from that from 19 yards out or 13 yards out, whatever it was. Kind of like the Kenneth Walker show where he was just getting chunk runs and they kind of stop us. But again, like I said with TJ Park, you can't go wrong with defense. You can't go wrong with defense at all.
Yeah. Depth.
Yeah, depth.
Guy doesn't want them getting nobody either.
Yeah. They get timed out.
The system breaks.
Yeah. This is a tough pick for Seattle. I'm just going to take over here because I'd love Dylan Thieneman. I'd love Zion Young. I'd love Cisse, and I'd love Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I don't even know who you would take here. I think we're going to take – if we had to take one at Cisse just because we're going to lose Woolen, right? We're going to lose possibly Joe. We're going to lose a lot of our team, honestly. Hopefully we can re-sign some players. I'd love if we could re-sign Job and Kobe Bryant, possibly on a little hometown discount. We're going to lose probably K9. There's free agents available. But we're so deep, and you just can't have enough corners, right? You just can't have enough corners. And Cisse, I think he's going to fly up the board and probably go in this 20 range around here. But the thing is this with the draft, like there's so many good defensive players this year. Like we left like 6 good defensive players that probably all will go in the first round that we just left them there.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and
man,
the Jets get one of them with pick 33.
Yeah, at 33, who's even available? Where were we at? Let's go back and look, right? Like who would you have there, right? You'd have like Thieneman. You could get Thieneman. You have Lee Hunter there, Zion Young. I mean, yeah, you guys, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, you guys would have pick of the litter probably
right
at 33 because who knows what the Raiders take in round 2. I mean,
scroll up. Who is still on the board? Like up. Scroll up though.
Oh, this is just all the players. This is just yeah. I had to go back and do it again. But this is where we were at. Was like Thieneman was on the board. We took these players. Lee Hunter was there. Concepcion was there. Christian Miller's still on the board. Zion Young is still on the board. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is still there. There's just a lot of really good players still available. Like all first round talents. Obviously, you're gonna have some players drop into the second round that are first round talents. That's just how it is. Some second round talent guys that we think are gonna fly into the first round.
See, in terms of the Jets, I mean, if obviously in did I take Makai Lemon? Who was on the board that I took at 16?
You said, can I? Oh, no. I kind of like exited it without meaning to exit it.
They took a wide receiver, but
I think we did take Makai Lemon, but we said Carnell Tate was also possibly there for y'all. That's what it was.
Right. So this is a time where I also think if we took another defensive guy, that a wide receiver, like we just talked about, there's a couple good ones still left over. This would be a good spot for them to take a wide receiver with that 3rd pick, though, too. It's just going to kind of depend for me where the chips fall. I'm more on I can see it, but I'm more on the 2 defensive guys and then a wide receiver in the second round with that 33rd pick. But as long as it was 2 defensive guys and 1 wide receiver, I'd be fine with it in terms of the Jets.
Rounds. Yeah, I was trying to do a multi-round one to see if we could. Oh, I guess you could do rounds. Okay. Yeah, either way. Yeah, I think you guys will be more than happy early in the second round at 33 with who's going to be on the board. And you have so many holes that like you can miss surely, but you can't really miss if the draft fell the way we did it, right? There was so much talent available there.
Right.
Yeah, you'd easily get another defensive superstar there. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jen, if you want to take this off of the screen now. And
I'm going to miss NFL.
Yeah,
I
know. I know.
Off season's great, and the Jets have normally been off season kings, but it's not looking that way right now so far.
I know.
So it's usually this is a time where I thrive, and it's not.
I think too. It's just like free agency. We need free agency to start. We need the combine to start. We need all this stuff to start so we can start getting hyped up for all this stuff going on. I mean, I feel like we're in that weird point where there's no baseball yet. I mean, there's baseball, but there's no baseball. Basketball is really like my interest has fallen off just because of all the tanking. Guy and I talked about it. Like the tanking has just gotten so kind of despicable at this point. I mean, we had the Olympics. We could talk about the Olympics. USA won gold.
No, USA I know.
Gold in both hockeys.
Same with NBA for me too. Obviously, the Suns are very injured right now too. So I'm like, so disinterested. By the Lakers tonight, I'm like, I'll just follow it on my phone. Not even gonna bother put it on the screen.
It's like the Thunder. Like Jesus, we're down Shea, J-Dub, Chet's not playing. I'm like, man, you know, it's been good because McCain has looked good for us. Like that's been a great trade. You know, he's averaging like 20 points a game for us right now. It's been kind of unreal. Not really. He's averaging like 16, but still, I mean, for a late first rounder, take that all day. But
can I say something about him? Like, it's never like I disliked him. he just kind of, I thought his videos were just corny. You know, he's on TikTok and stuff.
I love his videos. That's
But
so
lately,
funny.
he has just grown on me so much. I'm following him now, and I'm like, this guy is just happy.
Did you watch his video when he got traded?
Yes.
He started crying. I'm like, I like him already. I like McCain though. I've liked McCain. I get why they traded him. I do. I get it. Like they drafted, Edgecombe, and he's blossomed automatically. But geez, we got him for almost free. He was rookie of the year at one point last year. Up until he got hurt, he would have been rookie of the year.
Right. And Shaq said Spurs on fire 10 in a row after winning against the Raptors.
They should have lost to the Raptors too. I'm pretty sure they put up like 15. They beat them by 15 in the fourth to win the game.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Olympics because guys got on some hockey gear.
I do.
And a very special guy scored the game-winning goal. Well, the goal, what did they call it? The golden goal?
Golden goal.
Golden goal, yeah.
I know, I loved it. Yeah. But, I mean, let me just shout out to the women's hockey team, too. Both winning gold in overtime. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Guy, obviously you got on the gear. Why don't you let us know how you're feeling? I'm sure it's great because you can relate a little bit more. You have more of a stake in the matter.
Yeah, I mean, for both men and women to do what they did on a big stage like that against Canada, with that rivalry and that being Canada's number one sport, you're going in there. The women's team was a little bit. I would say it was more of the favorite going in, but the men's were kind of like a slight underdog. You could argue that they didn't play better than Canada, but they made the plays, and for that game at least, they were the better team. And Connor Hellebuyck, the goalie, came up big time and time again. The one stick save that he made, kind of really saved the game, saved the gold medal. And then, we tie the game. We're in overtime, and that's when it becomes 3-on-3, right? And
which is stupid as hell, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, and they do it
stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It leads for an open game, and mistakes are magnified when there's less guys on the ice. So if you turn the puck over, you have the guys coming down on a breakaway, and you have a big disadvantage if you're the defense there, right? So something kind of like that happened. Canada turned the puck over. And the Americans are, making an odd man rush, is what they call it. A beautiful pass into the slot where Jack Hughes, my boy Jack Hughes, was waiting, and man, did he let that one rip. A nice snapshot. And we didn't see that much overtime, right? It was kind of quick. It was like, all right, we're not messing around. And to their credit, they didn't. I'm just happy my boy was the one that got the game-winning goal. He put on for Jersey. He put on for the Devils organization, but he put on for the country too, man. And it was great to see because that was his fourth goal in the Olympics. Him and his brother played phenomenal. The Hughes brothers were, in full force, and they just showed that it takes a lot to win a gold medal. Nothing is guaranteed. We haven't won a gold medal since 1980, which sometimes you think about it, it's like, wow, we always talk about the miracle on ice, but we don't know how long that really was, right? That's 46 years ago. And for them to reclaim the gold in this Olympics was beyond huge because all these other countries are very good too. Sweden was good. They had to run the gauntlet a little bit because it's not a given. Even Canada almost lost a couple games. So shout out to the men's team, man. That was great. Like I said, Jack Hughes, I got his jersey on right now. the jersey that says Jersey, because that's what it's all about. But yeah, and I think he reinvigorated himself. He was hurt, and he wanted this, and we want guys to want to be on this stage, to want to own the moment, right? And this is the beauty of it, man. Is like this is what you dream of as a young kid that loves hockey, right? It's to score a goal in the Stanley Cup or go hit the game-winning goal for your team in the Olympics.
Let me just say, some of the images that they got from this game are some of the best images throughout the Olympics. You know, with the saves, and then with the missing teeth. I mean, just absolutely iconic. I will say, to stir the pot a little, it's kind of unfortunate with the backlash that's going on now. This is supposed to be a time to celebrate, and because of a phone call that was made and some comments that were made, it's the team's now facing a little bit of backlash. So I want to point that out and acknowledge that, because I think it would have been just nice had that not have happened, because then you have both teams coming, and just I feel like it just changes the energy and the dynamic a little bit. I want to say with the Olympics, I'm going to tell you right now, Alyssa Liu is my girl for figure skating. My God, she killed it. And then to retire, and then was reading her whole story, to retire and then come back on her own terms is absolutely fantastic. And if you watched her skate, she just looked like she was having fun. It's like this was no big moment or big stage whatsoever. And I'll tell you, that hair is iconic. And I think the way she just simply was so supportive of the other winners as well. You love to see some of those moments that she embraced some of the other medalists as well. And then I also have been obsessed with Elena Myers-Taylor. She's the bobsledder. She's 41. She won her first gold medal. The whole reason why is obviously she's been doing this a long time. She's got 2 boys that are deaf. She knows 100% sign language for them. And the one thing that I liked about after she won her gold medal is she hugged her nanny. And, you know, I'm sure with all the training and everything, it requires you to be away from the family a lot. So she acknowledged that, hey, this person is just as equal to me and my family and whatnot. And I love to see it. So and let me say, Lindsey Vonn, my God, the fact that she almost got her leg amputated is nuts. And then unfortunately for her, I was reading after that accident, her dog passed away the day after. So it's just, this has been a miserable probably 2 weeks for her. I want to ask you guys, because someone posed this question to me, and I don't know if you guys already talked about it. Obviously, she knew the risks going into the Olympics. She was already kind of playing on like that injury. Would you guys still have participated with that injury? Or do you think it was okay for her to participate even though she had that injury?
I would have, but I mean, that's their whole life, right? Like if that was my whole life, and she's the best of the best, right? Like we all know she's one of the greatest to ever do it. I would have. It's just, you got to give it your all, your last hurrah. I mean, obviously that's super unfortunate what happened to her. Like, you don't ever want that or wish that on anybody. And you know, if she went out, but like it wasn't that serious, like it maybe would have been a little different. Like she's done now for sure, right? But she's passionate and she loves her craft, right? And if I was that passionate to love my craft and I had a chance to give it one more go, I think I would too.
Well, and I'm on board with you with that. And also too, these athletes they're trained differently and built differently. They have a different mentality than the normal person. So I think she knows what she can handle. And in no way in hell did anyone foresee that happening. Not a chance.
Just unlucky.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you have a chance to go for a gold for your country, like that's, even if you've done it before, it's still once in a lifetime opportunity. If you're able to do it multiple times, that's such a blessing. And that's what these athletes train for, you know? So I think most athletes in that situation would take that risk. You know, because
Right.
you're not going in there thinking about the injury. You're thinking about the payoff.
I agree right there with you. All right. I know we've been at this for a while. I know we might have to save a topic for next week. Do we want to talk MLB or do we want to talk NCAA men's basketball?
Let's talk basketball because your team had a couple big wins this week, right?
Yeah, we finally got out of that gauntlet of a schedule there. Let's talk about Arizona. We can talk about Arizona really quickly. Arizona obviously got that. Sean, you were texting during the game, but that Baylor game yesterday, I was stressed already at a minute going in because I was like, I've seen them come out flat like they do like that, and I was like, this is how this game is going to be, and I was like, it pisses me off because you had 2 back-to-back losses and you had 2 great wins, and then I'm like, you're telling me right now you're not going to beat Baylor. I'm not, and this is no discredit to Baylor. They're right in the middle of the pack in terms of the Big 12, but I'm like, come on. And you've played in way tougher environments. And I'm glad we won because we got Kansas, the rematch on
Your next
Saturday.
2 games are tough.
I know.
And Iowa State, both at home, luckily for you.
Yeah, Iowa State, though, too. I think, are they currently 5?
4. And they'll probably jump to 3 this week because they have 2 big wins, don't they?
Yeah. And I know, Sean, you were asking me if the rankings, where was Arizona going to fall after they won against Houston? I thought it would be Duke and Arizona. I can also sit here and also say that, like, I think Arizona's win was more impressive and that I think should have put them over Duke, but I kind of I'm not mad at it. I should say that it worked itself out. I think it worked itself out. And I thought Houston would fall a little bit. Of course, Houston needs to,
they've lost like 3 in a row now, right?
Yeah, they need I'm not in a panic mode about them just simply because Kelvin Sampson will rein them in. And I think obviously you still got conference play left and then the conference tournament, which I think will kind of help reset them a little bit. So I'm not too concerned, but definitely a red flag there.
Yeah, but they just got the brakes beat off of them too. I mean, that was not a good loss. I mean, they have 5 losses now?
Mm-hmm.
That's, I don't know.
Yeah, UConn will for sure move ahead of. So it's top 10 is Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Iowa State, Houston, UConn, Florida, Purdue, Gonzaga, and Illinois. So Houston definitely fallen again.
Yeah, no, they certainly.
I'm not even sure they'll be.
They won't be top 10.
I was going to say, I don't even think they'll be top 10.
Yeah, maybe over Illinois, possibly. But the fact that Florida's 21-6, by the way, and is like going to be like a top 5 team is a little crazy, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The tournament's going to be super exciting.
There's a lot of good teams this year, I will say that. And Miami, Ohio, no one's really talking about them. They're still undefeated.
What are they, 28-0? I think if they win
27.
on Friday, if they win on Friday, they set, I believe, like a record.
I mean, their final 3 games are Western Michigan, Toledo, and Ohio. They could very easily be 30-0.
Yeah. And then I read the comments on some of the video just to be a first round.
Oh, they're 28-0. Sorry, they won today as well, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of nuts.
Very good. That's a lot of pressure going into the.
I mean, they don't have any quality wins, but their entire schedule looks like the Patriots schedule, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of Arizona, I think at this point, I don't know how serious Koa Pete's injury.
You just need to get healthy. You're not. Yeah. Arizona will not be able to win or even make the Elite Eight, in my opinion, if they don't get healthy. Because what I've seen from them, I've been watching their game. Obviously, you're a huge fan, so I've been watching some of their games now. I mean, I was texting the group chat the whole time. I mean, I was not impressed. And it's like they don't have any floor spacing at times. And I'm like, what is going on? Like Barry's, or who's the guy that made that the monster 3?
Oh, well, Burry's had that dunk yesterday.
No, what's the other guy? Who's the other guy then?
Bradley?
Yeah, Bradley. That guy, I mean, he can shoot. He's the one that was shooting like crazy, right?
Him or Karchenkov? We were.
No, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, Bradley. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like made most of the threes yesterday, but
yeah, he can shoot for sure. But I'm like, outside of him, no one on your team was shooting the three ball at all. I mean, that was a rough game to watch. I don't know if Baylor just brought more intensity to y'all, but I was like, holy shit, this is not. And you guys are down like two of your top players, though, right? Or I mean, Delhi was sick, and then
Delhi rolled his ankle the last
game.
Yeah, so I don't think he's 100%. Burries was sick, and he kind of still looked like it a little, but then he had that huge monster dunk. So I'm like, but he definitely hasn't been as impactful. Koa P and then Aristode, who is a rotational guy, he's also out too. I think P is going to make a big difference once he returns. If he gets healthy, I think he'll make a significant impact. I'm surprised when I heard that he was going to be out. I'm honestly surprised that we beat BYU and Houston. But I don't think that's sustainable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I think the problem too is you guys run a very short rotation, so all of your players are playing monster minutes too. Like you can't run them into the ground going into the to the March Madness. Like that's just not going to be a recipe for success.
Yeah,
I just read now like Kopi looks like he'll be back the next game or two.
I don't know if I even want him to play. He can just sit for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how much you care about being the 1 seed or not. Because if you lose your next 2 games, you're probably definitely not the 1 seed, right? So, I think Kansas, depending on if Peterson plays or Patterson, whatever, Darren, I'll just call him Darren because that's how I know his name.
Yeah, Peterson.
Yeah, he's a monster, but like that's who I feel like Kansas relies on. And then that Iowa State game is huge. Like if you can get by Kansas without Pete, you kind of need him back for the Iowa State game, though, because I think that's a monster game.
Do you guys have thoughts on Peterson, by the way?
I think everything's overhyped about him. I think he's an elite player. Who is it? Kyrie played 11 games in his college career. The kid's come out and just said he's antisocial and he's a little awkward. And if the kid's hurt and he's saying he's hurt, I got nothing to not believe because when he plays, he's really good. The scouts obviously don't have an issue.
Yeah, we've seen this happen. This happened in the last NBA draft too, and it hasn't been an issue. So
yeah, I think it's just all overblown because the problem is there's like 5. I don't want to say generational talents in this draft coming up, but there's 5 players that can alter franchises.
Who are you thinking?
Boozer, Peterson, AJ DeBanza. I think he is super elite. Caleb Wilson, I think the kid's name is, and then Fleming. Like I think all 5 of those players are really, really, really good. I think Boozer is the most NBA ready. He won't go 1 though. But I think AJ DeBanza, I mean, he might come in the NBA and be like second team All Pro, or All NBA, his first year. He's that fluid when he shoots the ball. And Peterson is a monster too. Like they're all. Guy and I talked about this last week a little bit. If you have a top 5 pick in this draft, you're ecstatic. If you have a top 3 pick, I think you're getting a generational player. That's what I'm saying. I hope that Clippers pick somehow falls and we can get one of those guys. I mean, wrap the league up. It's going to be crazy.
No, I know. I mean, this is just one of the best like freshman classes in a very long time in terms of NCAA basketball. Well, I think we have to start wrapping it up here.
Yeah, we do.
I know trust me, we'll get to the mock draft just took a little while.
It did.
But obviously by the time we come next week, that tag deadline will be there. Obviously, was it Pitts who just got tagged?
Yeah, Pitts got tagged.
Yep.
Yeah, Pitts got tagged. Yeah. So we'll do our MLB preview next week. And obviously we're in spring training right now. I believe, not that it matters, but I believe the Diamondbacks got slaughtered by the Dodgers today.
Everybody's going to get slaughtered by the Dodgers.
Oh my God. That's why sometimes I don't even want to talk about MLB because I'm just like, bro, I'm in the division with the Dodgers. It's just like them and everybody else.
Yeah, that Dodgers lineup is going to be a death ball.
Filthy. My God. Well, we'll do the MLB preview next week. We appreciate you joining us as always, 9:30 Eastern every Wednesday. Please like and subscribe to the channel, our page, and we have tons of other pages as well as part of the Pop Sports Network. And we will see you next week. Bye.